Hello, 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 hello. Back for a third night. Probably not a fourth. I got things that I gotta do. But I thought maybe we would sit here and try to finish a little bit more of the game. I think we made really good progress last time, and I am eager to jump right back into it. So, to start this off with, I am going to figure out where my stuff's at. I'm going to clear the board. We're going to run it again. We're going to see how it goes. I left myself a note on where we left off, so we should be able to get started. Alright, looking good so far. So now we got damage right off going. He came in, he flashes, he gets hit, and he's the only one that flashes. Nobody else, this card is moving, and that's what I want to address. I want to know who's getting hit, and I kind of want to know, like, who's attacking who. It's not very clear on whose turn it is, and I think we need to figure that part out. Alright, so let's get this going. Let's see, what can we do? We need to bring the chat around again. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to our chat and let's just see if we can start right off the bat. First off, before we do that, I think I need to pull some chats out here. There we go. Alright. Back to the chat now. So what we want to... Oh, my phone is going to annoy me. Let me just get that turned off real quick. The only thing that should be on is the ringer. Okay. So, last time we were working on it, we wanted the person's turn to highlight them in gold, and I think we added that, but it's just not working. Okay. State update. To get the turn-based system working where the active attacker's card turns gold and attacks on their own or on their turn, you need to clear two-part cycle. State update and UI render. I feel like the thing is it's going to try to just rewrite everything that we already have. So let's just show it what we have again, and then say, hey, this is what we got, this is what we want, let's make it happen. Alright. Here is what we have. So we are not reinventing the wheel. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted. Let me clarify. I want to add the gold around the person's churn using this page code. Can you do that? You were asking me to add CSS, and I don't want to keep adding more and more if I don't have to, or I already have it. So how are we feeling tonight? Anybody out there that is having a good night, bad night? We can talk about it while we work on this. Okay, so what it says it wants me to do is fix the script. It says it should be working, but it's not. So let's single polling, WebSocket, update script. Okay, so here's the fixed script. Let's go ahead and add that real quick and see if it makes any difference at all. Alright, script, bye-bye. We'll replace you now. Alright, script replaced. Let's come back in and refresh like normal. And then I will go out and clear data and start over. All I'm looking for right now is to get a gold outline around whose turn it is. That'll let us know who's attacking. Okay, it's just, I don't know if it's not listening or something's overriding it. Because I'm not getting any action from the player card, from the hero cards. So, I am not getting any change in the hero cards. They just stay stationary, and they don't change colors. But the monster cards seem to flash when they attack or get hit. Alright. What are those player cards called? That's what I have to look at. Let's get out of this script and actually go up here and look at it. Party stage grid, party stage. Is that all we got? Looks like it. Party stage grid, and then monster. We don't have a whole lot for the party. Monster's got tier badges, monster's got monster name, like everything's right there, but not the party. Maybe that's why it's not working? Now it wants me to drop yet another script, and I doubt this is going to work, but we're gonna entertain it. We're gonna entertain the idea. Hopefully one of these times it actually works out. Okay, and delete script. Paste in the new one. Save and update. Let's go back in here. We'll refresh. They're still fighting, but let's cancel it. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright. Populate new test. See if we get anything new. It just does not want to have anything to do with changing the outcome. I think it's because the CSS is stuck. I think that's the thing. I want to look at this. So, in the update method for the players, for the heroes, it actually, okay, so the script itself is adding everything for the card for the players, but the monsters are actually already on the page, and I think it's just updating it, so maybe that's why. Okay, let's see. Let's take another look. We see in this code below how in the HTML part of the website, the monster has all its divs pre-made, and it looks like the hero cards, hero card divs, are populated by the script. See what he thinks of that. Okay, so I don't know if I'm hiding them or what, but let's just turn them all on. Alright, let's see what he says. Yes, you hit the exact structural difference causing the issue. Every 3 seconds your script wipes out the hero cards completely with party stage grid inner HTML and creates a brand new div element from scratch. Because the element is destroyed and recreated continuously, the browser engine wipes the CSS state. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so replace the div party stage grid with this. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, but let's do it. Okay, so we want to come down here. We want to look for the party stage grid again. So it is called div class party stage grid. So we just want to get rid of this thing right here. So we're getting rid of that. And then we're popping all this in there. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. And then what else? And then of course you're going to make me update pre-made hero cards. Now update the hero rendering logic to target existing elements instead of wiping. Okay. Update pre-made hero cards. I hope that's pretty self-explanatory in the thing here. Instead of wiping party stage grid inner. well, let's see where this is located, because it's not making sense to me. Party, stage, grid. Inner, HTML. Party, okay, so update, party. Then it wants me to do this. Okay, what about, okay, so it just wants container. So it wants from here to close. So from here, 4444444 to close. Oops. Copy. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what it does. Save all. I'll update you guys here. Ooh, that changed it a little bit. Move things around. Interesting. Okay, and then let me refresh, clear everything. It's good. Let's start it up. See what happens now. I like how the health fills up when the character loads in. See, we're still not... We're seeing the monster get hit, but there's no interaction. There's nothing saying who's attacking, and I want that to be very clear. We can see when someone gets attacked, they take damage. But I really want that to be clear. And it is not. These cards do not move. I'm going to look on the website just to see if it's just a, part of Twitch that's doing this. I don't think I have it open anymore. Yeah, it's not doing it on the site either. Which makes sense because we're pulling this page that you're seeing from the website, so... Alright, well, it's another victory. Tank dies again. This is going to be a struggle, and this might be something we have to keep coming back to figure out how to get it to work. I feel like I'm getting to a point, though. I can add little tweaks, and I can add, different things to this. But I feel like we're going to need people in here, definitely, to let us test everything. Right, I'm just going to pull chats out really quick so I can see if anybody comes in. Let's see here. Channel. Alright, there we go. Alright, sorry. Just kind of wandering off here. Trying to figure out what to do next. What could we work on since this is kind of being a pain and we need to mark it down on the to-do list. And then we need to figure other stuff out. Let's build. I feel like we're going to need, once we start this up, we're going to need like a good admin area too. Someplace for me to fix things, get tickets, and stuff like that. I think that would be smart. It's not exactly necessary at this stage, but I just don't know what else to do. Unless we just tackle this, all night long, we tackle this, one problem we're having. Which I don't really see that's the best thing to do. I know I want to get rid of active party on the, I guess the right-hand side of the screen, because we have all that in the middle. We don't need it twice, so let's get rid of it. That's something we can handle. We don't need to style it. We don't need to do anything with it, so let's check it out. Active party. Let's just find it. Active party. Alright, so it is a side panel. Sidebar, title, active party. 404, we don't need that anymore, so we can get rid of maybe the party container, party list, party container, party counter. Just trying to think of the CSS that we can get rid of, because if we don't do it now, it's just gonna be stuck in there. So let's call it party counter. Nothing? Did I spell that wrong? Sorry guys, I know I keep going through this and I'm not. Whoa, what happened here? Oh, there we go, okay. Scrolled all the way down. So here we are, like these waiting for joins and stuff. Party counter. We got 2. Status and counter. Okay, so what I better do. We're gonna get rid of a lot of this. It's one of those things, like, this is the best example I can give anybody if you wanted to use AI for something. So we paste the code in, and there's going to be too much. There's going to be JavaScript we have to get rid of. We're going to have to get rid of the HTML, and then we're going to have to get rid of the CSS. Like, that's the honest truth. So I feel like if we do this and we say, could you remove the code for active party on the sidebar. We don't need to see this anymore since we have them on cards in the center main part of the page. while you are at it, remove anything we don't need now from JavaScript and CSS to keep the code. Alright, we'll let that do its thing. While that's going, I want to take a look at Twitchy Twitch. Then let's look at okay, so okay. Just wanted to look at the ads. Like I said, I want to give a little bit more time if I can, like 2 minutes for ad breaks. Alright, looks like the code is updated, ready to go. Let's go ahead and drop it in and see if that changes. Okay, so that is gone. Should have taken care of everything. Just going to do a new little clear. We'll run the game again. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope, clear it. Okay, found a bug. Why are you just starting on your own? Okay, so we broke something. I cleared it. I hit the clear button, right? Okay, so in that new update, we obviously broke something that we need. Let's see if it runs. Let's just try to run it and see what happens. So we got a tank, we got a healer. I don't like this because it's, I mean, I guess we can because it says waiting. I mean, maybe that's okay. We could get rid of the MP2 though. Maybe make that blank. I like how the monster is responding to what it's supposed to be doing. Like it flashes, it moves forward when it attacks. Here's all the people hitting it. Ooh, he took damage, he took damage. And now, ooh, he hit someone. He went to go hit someone, but maybe didn't do any damage to him. I would like the top cards to move down when they attack. We are actually past our ad break now, and we didn't get one. I am very, very curious on why. Okay, let's see. The reason hero cards aren't moving downward during their attack animation comes down to a small CSS-specific issue with transform properties overriding one another. Look at these two sections, the conflict. First, your base hero card hover and turn style set transform. Second, your keyframes try to translate the element vertically. Why it works for the monster but not the hero. When the hero attacks, it has active turn applied, which scales it up. When anime attack gets added, the keyframe tries to pull the hero card down. However, because of active turn, sets a scale on the card itself, or because of how the transform hierarchy. Okay. Additionally, when the element is inside the fix, update your keyframe and anime attack. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Alright. Find keyframes. Let's try to find more. Keyframes, here we go. Hero attack step, monster attack step. We want to replace both of those. Okay, and then it wants me to change out hero card anime attack and monster stage card anime attack. Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. We're just gonna keep trying this until we get what we want. So let's go back, clear it, let's populate a test and see what happens on this go. So we got a tank, we got a healer, we got dips, a mage, and a monster. Right. Monster attacks, he gets hit, he gets hit again. No, nobody's animating. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright. I'm not sure exactly when an ad's gonna hit. But I am going to be right back. I will let you guys sit on here and watch this play out, and I will be right back with you, okay? Alrighty. I am back. We're gonna continue on with this crap. That's all I can think about it right now. Okay, so we're still getting the actions to go. I feel like maybe we should add some kind of leaderboard or something. Add some other features to this. Be more attractive. We can work on the CSS as we go, and all night I'm probably going to keep going back at it and trying it out again, trying to solve it. Don't know if it'll ever work, but, Alright, so I think we just say, let's move forward. Leave it where it's at. Let's leave that alone for a while. I can't seem to get it to work. Thinking maybe we should do like leaderboards for like wins, losses, team victories, team defeats, who did the most damage, stuff like that. I don't know. Just an idea. Alright, it looks like it wants to do a player board first, which makes sense. And we're going to be adding username, the platform that you came from. If that's Twitch, if that's YouTube, Kick, whatever we're on. Total runs, victories, defeats, total damage dealt, total healing done, created by, or created at, and then last seen. And then it looks like a game session that houses status, stages cleared, started at, and ended. I think we already have something like that. When a new game starts, you insert a row here. When the party either clears the dungeon or wipes out, you update status and end it at. This gives you clear game-by-game history. Okay. We'll take that. Alright, session players. Link players to specific game sessions and logs their performance per run. Why you need this? Since up to 4 players join a single session, this table links them together. It allows you to track their per game stats, who was MVP in the specific run, while keeping the database normalized. Okay. We can always get rid of this if we don't like it later. Sorry about the mutes. I am just actually trying to eat my dinner tonight instead of letting it sit every half hour and getting a little nibble of it, and then it's cold by the end of the night. So, what I've started is a... how do I say this? I want to start a leaderboard, and I want it to record pretty much everything. And I'm thinking at the end of each match, it's going to kind of like do a victory screen or a defeat screen. Everyone can see what happened, and then it'll start cycling through the leaderboards, and then when that gets done, it'll allow people to start queuing back up again. Why do we have a... No. You don't need a... Oh. Let's see. Gosh, I wish this was going a lot quicker. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding the new pages, getting the session data, creating the leaderboards, and then there looks like there's an adjustment in index to add the post-game overlay HTML inside games, append the CSS to your main style sheet and include update JavaScript. Okay. Okay, so add the post-game overlay HTML inside game stage. Okay, I don't see that. Let's go here. Okay, ID game stage. Okay. So inside this, it wants me to add some hidden features. Let's see if I can I just put them right in here? See if I mess this up really well. I think I had to go one more. There we go. Hope that works. And then it wants me to append the CSS. So let's just look each one of these up. Post game overlay. We don't have that at all. So we can just add that new. That helps. Let's add it to the bottom here. I don't think any of these are in here. I think this is all new stuff. I don't know why it said amend it. Maybe just amend it with all the new stuff that we're adding. Alright, and then it said JavaScript. That's just a whole new JavaScript to add, so let's go ahead and let's just add it. Combat engine tick. Okay, let's put it here maybe? Yeah, let's put it here and see what happens. We can always ask for it to be repaired if something bad comes out of it. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens now. Let's clear it. Let's see what happens. Well, we did not see anything happen. Supposed to transition from this into a screen that says congratulations, or, the victory screen, and it did not. Let's do what we said we were going to do. Let's check out the whole script again, send it to AI, and say, what did I do wrong? How did I mess up? Because I do not know what happened there. Oh. It did not let the whole code go through. We must be at that point where we're a little too long. This thing stopped at start leaderboard rotation. Our full code is precisely too long for AI now. So let's see. Can we strip away JavaScript from the main index PHP and okay. What we're going to do is we're going to grab all of the JavaScript. We're going to pull it into its own file, load it inside the index page. And I think that would be better. So when we have a problem, we can just share the code of one or the other, or both if it wants it, and it'll just be a lot faster. So that'll make the files a lot smaller too, because we're looking at, like, right now, our index is already 962 lines of code, and that breaks it down to 603 by taking out the JavaScript. Then we're going to make a new file, call it game.js. Just put the JavaScript in there. We'll save that. Okay, now let's see what happens, because now he's given me the code precisely how it should be. Trigger post-game sequence, game status. Make sure he has this in here. I just want to make sure. Start leaderboard. Okay, so he already put the leaderboard and everything in there. Just did it for us automatically. So save all. Let's refresh the page. Victory. Look at that. Okay, so let's clear it. Let's clear. Let's look and see, do we have anything in the database yet? No, it hasn't added anybody yet. So this might still be a problem, but let's go ahead and start a new one. This is a pretty long sequence. I think I might have to, for testing purposes, like give these bosses a lot less HP. This is taking quite a while. Alright, so we made it through. It did cycle through. Total damage. It's not recording anything, though. Players, the session players, game sessions, nothing's being tracked. So we have the boards, but nothing's happening to them. That's why you don't see anything. And I feel like once it cycles through, it goes back to the main page. Like this, and it should stop. It should restart looking for a new party. Alright, so it wants me to update game JavaScript, which we're on, and it wants me to replace the trigger post-game sequence. That's pretty straightforward, and that's what I like about having them separated too. That's the leaderboard. Here's the trigger post-game sequence. Okay, so let's do this. You need to alter a table to add a unique to the username, so it's not like overlapping usernames. Would it be... Okay, but what about if the same username, but it's two different... If you don't have the player's table created yet, here's the full scheme. No, check records. Okay, so you want to make the username unique. Let's see if this works better. Yeah, I was just thinking that you probably shouldn't have the username be unique, because someone could be on Twitch and on YouTube with the same username, and then that would just mess up the whole process. Alright, record session PHP. Does this want me? Yeah, it's just giving me the whole script. Okay. Alright, let's go in the database really quick and temporarily decrease the monsters. Alright, so those are ready. They have way less HP. So let's run it again and see if it fixed the problem. We have to wait for victory to get over with, apparently. Oh, look at that. It did add some people. So I noticed the problem we're having right now is each time that it cycles through and goes back to the victory screen, it's giving every player in that match another win. That's why you can see it keeps going up. We're up to 6 wins now. Watch when it cycles through again. So it's done. Now it gives them another win. Now, next screen, 7 wins. So we're going to have to make it filter through and then stop. Okay. So I noticed a flaw where the leaderboards cycle through. They land back on the victory screen, and that once again adds data to the database, giving them another win each time. We need to instead end the leaderboard with a cleared slate to start the game again, kinda like we do with that admin PHP clear everything button. Alright, so trigger post game and start leaderboard rotation. So once let's go back to game Java. We're going to replace post game match leaderboard rotation and the leaderboard. So it wants us to grab both of these, this one and this one, replace it, and then rest lobby. It wants us to have a rest lobby. Make sure your rest lobby handle clears out active game data so the UI returns to the fresh lobby. Okay, reset lobby. I don't even have that yet, so new file, reset lobby PHP. Create it, paste it, save it. Okay, let's clear everything. We're cleared. Let's populate a test and see what that changes, if anything. I'll be right back while it does that. I didn't leave. I noticed that the game didn't advance forward. So what happened? Let's start it and try it again. Curling Broom. It says player 1 join, player 2 join. None of the players are joining now. Since that update, the main page isn't seeing players join anymore. Are they in the database though? Active part, yeah, it's all in the database. Everything is showing in the database, but nothing is showing on the board, on the index PHP. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the two things up here. We have save session and is displayed post game. I don't think so, but that could be. I didn't have those in here before. Okay, here we go. So we have two things I added that I probably shouldn't have. Because I already had one of them, so let me fix this real quick. Okay, now that came back. Let me stop it. We'll clear everything. I'll populate again, and I'll be right back. Obviously, it didn't work if we're up to 16 wins while I was gone. What are we at now? 17? No, we're still at 16 wins. What happened? Did that happen last time, maybe? Let's clear. Alright. I've cleared everything from the database. So, let's refresh this. Let's clear it. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's check the database again just to make sure something didn't repopulate. Okay, nothing's in the database now. Let's run it again and see if, since I was gone, let's just check it out and see if it works properly. You guys probably seen it. Okay, so it's not cycling through and giving more wins, but we're not getting damage tracked. And technically, when it goes through the list, it's supposed to go back to the lobby, and it's not. Alright, let's clear it, refresh it. So, in our code, let's just analyze this. In our code, this is our game JavaScript code here. Let's go down to trigger post-game sequence. So, is displaying post-game return, if displaying post-game return, is displaying post-game equals true. So, it's going to pull the post-game overlay, outcome banner, title, subtitles, leaderboard card. If the game status equals victory, banner, class name, banner, victory, title, victory, subtitle, the dungeon has been conquered, and we've seen that on that screen. Else, banner, defeat, defeated, defeat, self-explanatory, bam. Save run results to SQL database only once per match. If has save session is not true, set has save session to true, blocks subsequent padding. Alright, and then it says, let's see what it's adding here. Player status equals success, party data. Okay, data map, player username, platform, damage dealt, player damage dealt. So, we need to find out where is it saving the damage dealt in this, because it's not. And healing done, it's not saving that either. So record session is what we want to look at. It says await fetch, and then it's going to load all the stuff into it. So let's go to record session. Alright. party stats, update game session, set status blank, blah blah blah. Party stats is input party stats. Input status, input party stats, echo JSON status error message, okay. Okay, file get contents, but why is it? Okay, I'm confused by this. This isn't something I'm familiar with. Read JSON payload sent via JavaScript fetch. So it's get file contents of PHP input. So okay, I'm not familiar with that, so that is a little bit confusing to me because I feel like this would be different, not just PHP input. Alright, so the game is not recording any healing or damage by the players. I did notice this part of the script I am not familiar with. See if it explains it. Okay. It wants me to make sure your combat engine actually increments damage dealt and healing done in the database whenever a player acts. When a hero attacks or heals in combat tick, execute SQL updates like these. Okay, so am I doing that in combat tick? Okay, let's see. Combat tick. Execute single turn. If active actor type is hero, if actor hero healer, heal amount random, update active party. Okay. Okay, and then is that what it's doing? Update active party, set healing done equals healing done plus question mark, where username equals question mark, healing amount, healing name. It's updating active party, set HP where ID equals new HP target ID. So you want me to do 2 of them? Now in the database, is there a healing done in active party? No, there's not. So it's in session players. So this is what I hate about the AI the most, and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be different parts every time, but it's asking me to do something different than how it told me to do it before. So it made me make this session players, and we already have active party, but that's the same as session players. So I guess in our code we have to look at, do we even use anywhere, do we even use session players? There's no results. No results. No results. No, 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 and no. So we don't even use session players anywhere. It had me create this table of session ID, player ID, role, damage dealt, healing done, survived. In active party, we have platform, role, joined at, HP, max HP, attack power, status, and initiative. So why couldn't we just add damage dealt and healing done to active party? We could just do that, right? So if we look at the structure, damage dealt's an int, default 0. Healing done is int, default 0. And are these small? These are just ints, just regular ints. So damage dealt, healing done. Let's just add that to active party. Structure, add to after, let's just do after initiative. We're going to call it damage underscore dealt. It's going to be an int, and it's going to default to 0. And then healing done is going to default to 0 as well. Okay, so now we can get rid of session player because we're not even using it. Alright, active party. So now when in our script, we can go back. Let's see. Sorry if you guys can see it. Okay. So, where is this again? In record stuff here. So I was like, did it want me to add it twice? Wasn't in that. What code were we in? What was the code we were in? What was the page? In our combat tick. Okay, so in combat tick, I was like, does it want me to add both? Do I still have to add both? This one updates the active party, set the HP where ID equals the new HP it healed and the target. So it's going to update the target. Then we want it to set healing done equals healing done plus healing amount and hero username. Okay, so why? Where do we have that in this? Where do we have hero username? We have if active actor type equals hero. If active actor role is healer, then target equals living heroes. Heal amount is this. This is what it heals, and then it updates. So we need. So this right here needs to be set as. This is going to be active actor, and this should probably be what? Name? Is that what's in the database? Platform, role, username. No, so it's just going to be username. And then that'll help with this, because then that'll update what that is. Okay. Now it wants damage dealt as well. And then, okay, then it says else. So does the healer only heal? Is that his only role? He doesn't get to attack? It says if active actor role equals healer, healer action heals the most wounded living hero. So every round, that's all he does. He never hits anybody. Alright. Okay. So, let's see if we have to do the same here. We're probably going to have to. So update active monster. We don't want to do that. We want to update active party. And we're going to have to do the same thing down here. So we're doing it there and we're doing it there. Let's do this. Let's set it there. Then we can get rid of this one. And then we cannot put it down here and it'll be right there. Okay, ensure active party defaults to 0 on join. In join handler, explicitly initialize damage dealt and healing done to 0 when inserting a new player into the lobby. Okay. Insert into active party. Username, platform, role. We're not even putting all the rest of that stuff. HP, max HP, damage dealt. We're not putting any of that in there. Okay, so I'm a little confused, I guess. It's probably in another part of the code. I don't see where it's adding the HP, but you notice when we run the script, it shows like 140 HP for the tank and yada yada yada. It changes. Well, I'm not seeing anything in here when it sets someone. It just does username, platform, role with these values. So where does the script set the HP for each person when they join? How does it know what to give everybody? Alright, let's look up the number. I think it was 140. It didn't populate test. Okay. So define full test roster with HP, max HP, and attack power stat. Insert into active party. Okay. So we're going to want to do it in here too. We do have to do it in that other one, but in here we're going to have to add 2 roles, damage dealt and healing done. So insert into active party username, platform, blah blah blah, status, and then let's do damage dealt, healing done, and then let's put it. I don't know what that is, so we're gonna put it before it. This makes me feel a little bit better. Oh, because it says alive. Okay, I see. I could have put that there then. Exclamation, or I mean not exclamation, question mark, and then down here, we want to make sure that we do 0, 0. Alright, I think I did that right. Save it. Verify JavaScript stat capture in game JavaScript. In game JavaScript inside trigger post game sequence. So let's look for that. Trigger post game sequence. Okay. Double check how party stats parses integers. If the database sends strings like 45, adding fallback conversions ensures they don't default to 0. Okay, so I think we have that. It says constant player stats, username, platform, damage dealt. Now it's saying, just to make sure, it wants to parse int player damage dealt 10 or 0, right? I'm not sure. Does that mean it wants to add 10? Parse int I'm going to have to ask that question because I need to know that. Is it just going to give them 10 points? Alright, debugging tip. To quickly see where the data breaks down, add a temporary error log inside. Okay. We're not going to do that just yet. Let's see what happens when we do our new information here. I'm going to refresh everything. We've saved everything. Clear our data just to be safe, and let's populate again. Let's see if anything changes to our leaderboards when we finish this round. While I was looking in the background while that was running, no damage or healing was ever added to the database. Okay. Tonight's going to be one of those nights where we fight all night to get one thing working properly, and I don't even have other things working properly that I want. So, going to ask a question about this part right here. Alright, this is how... I have to say that I was expecting quite a bit more interaction, you know, like 1-2 people on the stream. It kind of gets boring to the point, I guess. I don't see how people sit and talk to themselves the whole time. I've been doing a great job, I guess, you know. I've been talking to myself a lot. But like, this is my 3rd night, and I had a good chatter the first night. He was great. And then the next night, nobody talked. Tonight, nobody's talking. It's already 8 o'clock. We're 2 hours into this. And it just, I have nobody to bounce ideas off of. You know, I would love someone to chat with. Alright, running another test. Maybe it's the time of day that I'm doing this too. I just thought about that. I'm like, maybe it's just too late at night for people to come on and check this out. Oh, man. I'm getting tired already. Might actually have to put something on to watch while I'm working on this, since it's just quiet. Not sure what I'm gonna watch, but I'll figure something out, right? Uh-oh. Alright, I'm not even looking at this leaderboard. Let me take a look at it and see. No damage is being recorded. Holy, holy. That was so loud. I am sorry. That should be through my headset. Let's just change that. Oof. Test it. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, we have no active parties, so the party cleared. Total runs, total victories, total defeats, total damage dealt, total healing done. None of that is being updated whatsoever. I don't know what to do. Okay. So just gonna take a look at this. So in game session, there's nothing there. Active party, there's nothing there. So the game session is closed. The game state, however, is still saying victory. Current turn index 2. I don't know what that means. Current turn victory. Status victory. Current stage 4. And that means they're done. Now, since active party is cleared out, the game state should be cleared out. So when the game ended and they had a victory, it didn't change anything with the... My brain is mush on this. My brain is so mush already. I am so sorry. So I don't even know if we're calling reset lobby. It had me, I told you earlier, it may have had me do a thing. So it's supposed to clear the party, which it did. Truncate table active party. That means it deletes it. It's gone. Okay? Reset game session status back to waiting. Update game sessions. Set status waiting. Stage 1. Current turn null. Ended at. So that's why we're having a problem. It's not called game sessions. It's the game state. So it had me build yet another database that we don't need. Okay, let's get rid of this one. I hate AI. I so hate it. I should have... I just wanted to show how easy it was to put something together using AI, and it's a headache. Okay, so game state is what I want. So let's change this. Update game state. And for game state, we have to clear the current stage, the status, updated at, current turn index. So let's just copy these so we know. Nope. Alright, let's go into the code here and see, like, right here is where it's saying reset game session status. So don't need these. So we need to change the status back to waiting. So we got that. Current turn. It is called, in the thing it's called current turn index 2. What's the structure? Current turn name is null. Current turn index is an int, default to 0. So we need to add current turn index. Current turn index equals 0. So we got that one added. Current turn name, which I think this should be name, should be null. Okay, and then in the database we have updated at. That is just null. So instead of ended at, we want updated at, null. And then the current stage is a not null, it's 0. So we need to set that to 0. So do we have a stage? We don't. It's called current stage. Stupid AI. And we want to say 0. Okay. That should help with clearing those two things. Alright, so what's next? What do we need to go after next? I'm so sorry, I'm getting distracted. So we have the populate test, we have record session, which isn't giving us anything for damage. Update, okay, so here we are again. Try. So in the record session, update game sessions. It's not. That's why nothing's being added, I think. We don't have game sessions. We have game state. So this would be record session. So mark session complete. Update game state. Set current status. And update it at. And this is current stage. Or sorry. This is just going to be called status. Okay. Is victory. If status equals victory, for each player status P, we're going to update the damage. Insert into players. Update players. So maybe that's why it wasn't running, because that simple little database name. I don't know. I feel like it still would have put it into game session, though. Well, all we can do is see what happens on this one. So let's run another code real quick. It's all about testing on this. Let's clear everything. Let's populate it. Let's see what happens. Maybe one of these days we'll get it right. Alright, what do we got? 4 wins. 100% score. No damage dealt. You're still not recording damage. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, but it did reset though. Look it. It did reset us to a new lobby. So, hey, that's a win. That's a win. We'll take it. Alright. So we do have a combat tick, right? So we got this combat tick. Execute single turn. When somebody does damage, down here, damage equals max 1 active actor attack power plus random -2 to 4. If active actor roll is DPS, damage equals plus random 4 to 10. If they're a mage, it's 3 to 8. New monster HP equals this. And that's what this is doing. It's updating the new monster HP. But damage dealt. We're not stating that anywhere, are we? It's just damage. So that's why it's not going in. It should just be damage. But it should be it should be damage dealt equals. Well, no, wait. No, it's right. Because it would update the active party to set the damage done equal to the damage dealt equal to damage dealt plus damage to hero name. And hero name is the active username. So it should be working. Oh my god. So why is it setting to 0? This is what's really irritating me. Alright. I'm going to ask AI on combat tick if anything looks broken. There is one glaring bug in the script that completely prevents hero username from existing. When you populate turn queue for heroes, notice that you mapped hero username to key name. You did not create a username. So it's just name. So it's just name. Name. Okay, so it's just no. Let's not change everything else. AI is trying to tell me you didn't do it this way. So no. All we have to do is go up here. That's all we got to do. We go to right before we start adding things. The hero username is just name, because that's what active actor is asking for. This should do it. Probably won't, but it should. Let's refresh. It's clear. Let's go back. All right, one more run. Well, probably more than just one more run, but let me check the database to see if any of this damage is actually being added. We're getting healing and damage dealt to the database, people. We're getting it. It's adding. You'll see it in the end. Watch this. Amazing. Breakthrough! Break on through to the other side. The Lich King. Kill him. We got 5 wins under our belt. 100% for highest win rate. We have damage dealt. Of course, Cleric doesn't get any. Healing is going to be just Cleric. And we don't have healing. We don't have a healing chart. We don't have a healing chart. That would be in the JavaScript, right? Start leaderboard rotation. Title, most victories, highest win rate, total damage. Yeah, we don't even have one for total healing. That's unfair. Data leaderboards. Healing. Key. Total healing done. Suffix. Heal. Okay. Trying to wing this one. I'm just doing this myself. Should be showing you guys. I need like a button. I need a screen down here that I can remember to hit. Coding, not coding, coding, not coding. That would be great. Let's call this heal result. Select username, platform, total healing done. From players, order by total healing done, descending by 5, and then healing equals fetch all heal results. Alright, let's see if I did it correctly. Do a refresh, let's run another one. See if it works. I'll probably need to fix it, but we're trying. Okay, the game did not start. Why didn't the game not start? There's an error somewhere. I didn't do something right. I broke something. That all looks good so far, so maybe it's the other one. Where were we at? JavaScript, maybe? That's the same. That's all how it's supposed to be. Oh, there's a comma missing. You know, sometimes it can just be one comma that kills the whole thing. It is ridiculous, but I get it. It's code. Did that fix it? No. We're still not seeing anything on the screen. Okay. Look over the code again. Alright. I'm going to try one more refresh, and if it doesn't work... Oh! It is working. Something happened on a refresh. Maybe something I fixed. I did hit save, so maybe I fixed my error and then it went. Alright, we got 6 wins. 100%. Highest win rate. Total damage. Total healing. Okay, I gotta do a space in there. I just seen that. That makes sense. So, in leaderboard. Not in leaderboard. Must be in game JavaScript, maybe? Yeah, right here. Let's see if it's not going to update because it just flipped. I think next we have to make magic points not appear unless the person has magic, and then it has to actually use the magic points to heal the person or to cast a spell for a mage. We have to figure that out as well, because the rogue and the tank should not have an MP on their character. Maybe the rogue should have like an energy level or something, but I don't know. That we might be going too far into that. Wow, that wasn't even over with, but it ended. Strange. 8 wins, 100%. Total damage dealt. And then total healing. That did not update, but I did update it though, so maybe because we didn't do a refresh on here, it just didn't see it. That's okay. Oh, sorry. I'm getting distracted in a show I'm watching. I apologize. It's been a day. All right. So we now have healing being tracked. We now have damage being tracked. We have a leaderboard set up today. That's a great push. We did lose all animations when we separated the JavaScript from the main HTML page. So that could be something that we could get back. Let's take a look here. When we separated game Java from index, we lost all animations from the cards. How can we get that back? When JavaScript code is extracted into a standalone file, animation usually breaks for one of the three reasons. CSS scope timing issue, the CSS class are toggled before the elements exist. Update party UI, rewriting the DOM if your UI update loop uses enter HTML or reapplies base CSS classes without preserving active ones. Loss of trigger helper functions. Let me, before we make those changes, let me show you both files separately. So don't do anything until I paste both codes, game.js and index.php. Then we will try to fix it. Okay, it says got it. Let's see if it listens to me. I've done this before. And I'll say, okay, here's this one. And then it'll just start giving me answers. This is game JavaScript. Now I will paste you index.php in the next chat. Okay, see if it listens. It did. It actually did. I'm surprised. Come on. Come on. Paste. I know it's a lot of text. I know. Come on. Okay, there we go. Now let's see what it says. Looking solid. The dashboard structure is clean and using CSS custom properties along with hero card slot state management. Right now, your hero card element have static icons hard-coded inside hero sprite box. If your player joins, okay, event log auto scrolling. What? No, you stupid AI. It's asking me, do you want to build the game JavaScript logic for party assembly and turn management next? It was already in there. It was already in the game JavaScript. Ugh. Those two files I just gave you, I am trying to fix the cards being animated. They stopped animating when I separated the Java from the HTML. Can you look over both files and fix the problem? Jeez. I mean, this is why people get frustrated with this. It looks like code didn't come through with your message. Could you please paste the HTML and JavaScript and CSS if relevant files? What? Okay. Let me repaste each one, each in its own chat message. Then you can try to fix. Let's try it again. This bothers me. Where is it? I think it's gonna go stupid. I think we may be done with AI tonight. I honestly think it's just gone stupid. Because look at it's telling me that's a nice client side logic ties through blah, blah, blah. Let's see what it's saying now. Now it got the game JavaScript. This client side logic ties your stream overlay structure, pulling cycle and WebSocket integration together cleanly. The state blah blah blah. Key strengths, atomic UI resets, race condition defense, anonymous Twitch WebSockets, blah 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 blah. Optimize implementation. It's telling me how to optimize what I already have. I don't fucking want that. I want you to fix the animation to the CSS. You seem to be failing at understanding what I want. I already pasted you 2 windows of game code. I want you to analyze them and try to figure out why the hero card and monster card are not animating anymore, since I separated them into their own files. And when I say them, I mean JavaScript and index HTML and HTML. Can you please look at those previous pastes I already did twice and tell me what you think is wrong with the CSS and the animations not triggering? My bad. I completely missed the mark on what you were asking for. You wanted me to debug the missing animations between the HTML and the JavaScript. Here are some, okay, looking directly at the HTML structure from your first paste and the JavaScript from your second, the reason your hero card and monster card animations are no longer triggering boils down to the breakdown of how trigger animation is or is not being called. Okay, trigger animation. So we got trigger animation here. Trigger animation is never called in update UI. Okay, so in update UI it's never called. Let's check that out. Is that true? Yes. It's never called. In your original unified file, damage or turn changes likely called trigger animation element to your animation class. When you split the files, trigger animation was replaced in game.js, but update only toggles active turn during client, or during via, my brain is starting to mush, directly via class list add and remove. Okay, because active churn is just added to the class list without forcing a DOM reflow or using your trigger animation helper, CSS keyframe animations like pulse and take damage will only trigger once on the initial render. On sequential turn updates and state ticks, the browser sees the class is already there and won't rerun it. Okay, in your JavaScript code, you've got a constant active hero equals array, hero card, find blah blah blah. When rendering an empty slot or initial load, card dataset username is set. But if the CSS animation rule relies on hero card active turn, while the DOM element is getting modified card class name, overriding class name, during the loop strip, active turn off immediately before set active turn highlight runs. When you reassign card class name on every 3-second poll tick, it completely wipes out any active animation class that were played mid-animation. Okay. The fix is needed. Fix A. Preserve existing animation classes during state updates. In Game.js, don't wipe out the whole class name. Use class list add and class list remove instead of overriding card class name. Okay, so let's look this one up. It says replace card class name hero card filled dead blah 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 with this. Okay. Fix B. Use trigger animation when churns or combat ticks change. When a churn changes or combat ticks, explicitly trigger the animation on the targeted DOM element so it forces reflow executes. Okay, so set active churn highlight. Let's look up that. Set active churn highlight. Okay, right here. And it's telling me, okay, so it has a state here. It says clear previous highlights. I could spell. And then it shows this. But it's not, okay. Let's just take this. Just put it in. Just shut up and put it in. Okay. Save all. Let's update you guys so you can see. Let's see if this fixes it. It's clear. Let's test. Let's run it. No animations. Absolutely none. We've completely broken animations. Alright, sorry. My brain's just freaking out, okay? Well, at least we have combat. At least it's resetting when it's done. At least it's saving the data. We just don't have animations until we figure out why they're not clicking, why they're not seeing each other. I just think it would help make more sense, like when it's somebody's turn, that it changes the CSS just temporarily on their card. Like, if we go to combat tick maybe, and we're like, it's hero's turn. Okay, so here's the hero's turn. When it's the active type hero, if active type role equals healer, do this. If not, do this. But right off the bat, I feel like I wish we could do like, oh, where is it now? Okay, right here. Execute single turn if active actor type equals hero. I wish right here we could do something like change CSS. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry. So, change CSS. I wish we could do something like right here. Is there, let's ask. I'm just going to grab everything because it helps, it not be so stupid. Okay. Got a question. Might be stupid. Do you see where I put change CSS? Since we know who is going on each turn, could we change that card's border with gold color while it's their turn and then turn it back off or back to the purple color? Not a stupid question at all. In fact, you hit the nail on the head of why your cards aren't showing the gold border. Here's a key distinction between back-end PHP and front-end PHP. PHP runs on the server, computes, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so at the bottom of your PHP tick script, where you send your successful JSON response, make sure you return the active actor name as the current turn or next turn name inside your PHP script. Okay, so here's the echo JSON. Status equals monster defeated or success. It says monster defeated. Why does it say that? At the bottom of your combat tick, where you send your successful JSON response, make sure, okay, let's look at this. Do we have an OB end clean actor name, next turn name, combat log? Okay, we have that. Okay. The JavaScript or CSS part, game.js and style CSS. Now that PHP is returning the active actor's name, JavaScript can use that name to dynamically assign a CSS class active turn. Define purple border and the gold border turn. Okay, let's go to index. Let's see what he's talking about. I feel like this isn't going to do anything. Header, status, keyframes. We're looking for hero card. Monster stage card. Okay, we don't have that anywhere. Let's add this and see what happens. Why not? Why not? Update your churn highlighter function so that when PHP responds, JavaScript clearly clears everyone else's gold border and applies it only to the card matching the active actor's name. Okay, so function set active highlight. So this is going to be in-game Java. Okay, so it's the churn. Hi guys, I'm still here. Alright, so nothing changed. Nothing's new. Still not working. It's not even changing the border gold to somebody that is supposed to turn to gold. I know if you get a fresh pair of eyes on this, you'll see the problem. And I might look at this tomorrow on my own and just try to figure it out. I probably won't be on tomorrow. It's going on 9 o'clock now. We might end this early tonight. I'm getting kind of tired. I haven't had any interaction. It's just getting hard to do this. So I think that I might peek at this tomorrow by myself. I got a lot of things I got to get done though, so I might not get to it. I have a D&D session tomorrow night, and I have a lot of yard work I have to do before that, and I have to work. So it's a lot on my plate for one day. I do feel that we made some progress. We got a leaderboard. We have the game resetting itself once combat's done. I think maybe we need to delay a little bit more in between those because it's kind of quick. I don't like how fast the monster loads up as soon as the last player loads in. I think that's like a little note we can leave ourselves. Let's do that while we're here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not good at making like notes and stuff, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a new file. I'm gonna call it to do PHP, so we can get it in here, and then we're just gonna make a list. It doesn't have to be a PHP file. It could have been text, but try to delay monster spawn after last player joins game. What else do we need to do? Fix cards not animating anymore. We know that's like almost impossible. Three. What else do we need? delay time between end of combat and leaderboards. And then 4 to follow that would be delay time between leaderboards and new game. Okay, what else did we say we wanted to work on? There's something there, I know it. Oh yeah, we wanted to... Oops, I'm not doing this in the right window. Remove mana from players who don't use magic. We might just get rid of that altogether. Okay, 6. What else do we got? I want to add more monsters per stage. Okay, I'm going to save this just in case something happens. I'm just kind of flipping back to the actual scene so I can think of ideas. Are we... I didn't even pay attention to this. Are we seeing anything in the event log while we play? I have not honestly been looking at it. Let's clear it. Let's populate it. Does anything go in there? It just says waiting for players. I think it's just a static message. Because it should say player so-and-so joined, player so-and-so joined. And then X did so much damage to this person. And nothing is going into the event log whatsoever. Nothing. Okay, let's just clear it before it can... I don't want to listen to it go all the way through. Okay, so that can be something we can add to our build the event. What was it called? Event card? Event listener? Event log. Build the event log to show all data. Damage, healing, joining, dying, victory, defeat. We could go on and on. Alright, 8. What else could we do? Just trying to throw some ideas out there. There could be more, I guess, than... You have a tank and a healer in every round. But you have a rogue, you have DPS, which we're calling rogue, calling it DPS, and then we have mage. Mage is technically DPS as well. If you're going to call it correctly, tank, healer, DPS, caster, I guess, instead of calling it mage. And then there's other classes we could add later. Because DPS, it could be tank, healer, DPS, DPS. And then it'll be tank, healer, mage, wizard, or tank, healer, rogue, warlock, or tank, healer, druid, something, and then the druids have potential to heal. I think that's a good call. I'm going to put that on the list. Add more classes to pick from when players join. And then obviously 9 would be allow healers to make a choice to attack or heal depending on health status of party. Because I think if everybody's fine, what's the healer doing? The healer's just going to heal? I mean, let's say everybody's still full. Let's say there was no damage whatsoever. Or very little damage. Then the healer's it should be done by percentage or something. If the party's fine by percentage, don't heal anyone. Attack the monster instead. That would make more sense. Let me look at the page again. Maybe we can add a couple more to this. I know I want to add, everybody should have an armor class, right? And it should be attacked based on what armor they are. So, like, mages should be squishier. All we have right now is just initiatives and attack power. So, let's, number 10, code in armor class to each respective class. Randomize attack rolls based on hit versus AC. I guess that's the best way that I can say that. We'll call it attack versus AC. So that means we'll need to code in attack to each player/monster. Whoa, what happened there? Okay, so we got a decent so far. I get okay, another one just hit me. It should go up with mana. Deduct mana when spells are used. We could go on, and this could be like a horrendous list, you know, like we could think harder and harder and harder. Like right now we just have a mage healing, a player killing. The mage is just attacking, right? But it doesn't say like the mage casts fireball, the mage casts acid breath or something, you know, it just the mage hits. We could make spells and they cost different kinds of mana. That could be a thing. Deduct mana when spells are used. Add actual spells to the game with mana requirements. What else can we do? Anybody out there? Anybody at all? Give me some advice. What do we do? I mean, I think that's a lot of stuff. What do we got? 14 things that we could work on the next time we join the game. Next time we stream. Can't even think straight now. I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm going to do this 6 to 10 thing every night. I mean, if somebody was here talking to me, I could probably last until 10 o'clock. But just talking to myself and nobody to throw ideas off of, I'm struggling. I need to make some shorts, some TikToks. I need to maybe go on Reddit. I need to draw more attention to the game. I think that somebody would help. There would be lots of people here helping develop the game. Maybe the times. I just don't have any time anywhere else. 6 to 10 is the time slot that I've been given. I don't want to for the next 2 months. For the next 2 months I have free that I can pick daytime, nighttime, whatever I want to do. But then after the 2 months, we have grandchildren that we're going to be taking care of. During the day, every day they got school. They're here till about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to work. I have to help take care of them. And I don't want to start doing days and have a bunch of people pour in and they're happy that I'm here and I'm working on this. And then, I have to move back to nights when the kids get here in 2 months. And then all those people are like, well, where'd you go? I don't see you on anymore. And it's like, I'm sorry, this is my life. This is what I got to do. You know what I mean? I guess it could help to draw the attention to the game at least. But then it would make a bunch of people mad that I wasn't on at the same time every day. Alright, I'm going to save that where it's at. This is what we're going to work on. This is the stuff we're going to do next time we log in. We're going to make sure we work on this. Some of these we're not going to be able to do. The stupid animation thing. I don't know. It's almost impossible. But a lot of these we could probably knock out. So that could be a good session next time. Probably do it Saturday, maybe. Well, Saturday night I'd probably be able to. Saturday during the day that's pretty busy too. But I think I am going to call it early. I'm just a little bit off right now. I kind of want to work on some of it off stream as well, but I kind of feel it's a little bit cheap, you know? No one's going to be able to look back and see what I did. I'm just going to explain it. Alright. Well, I think we're going to call it there. We got 3 hours in. Thanks to whoever was here, whoever passed through. I won't see those numbers until tomorrow, but I appreciate each person that comes by here and even just passes through without saying anything. If you were here, if you liked the video, if you're watching it after the live show, leave a thumbs up. Like the video if you like it, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're on Twitch. It helps out a lot, and it lets me know that at least you were here. At least you were here after the show, during the show, something. Alright. Like I said last time, I love you guys. Hope you have a good night. We have a good day tomorrow. And I will probably be back with you Saturday. Alright, bye.